sure to check out Ageless Geeks for your figures and collectibles. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Fighter BUU Form Android 21. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So we do of course get the basic looking style box when it comes to the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball line. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box, and all in window might does the SH Figuarts Android number 21. Then we do get the Tamashii Nations quality sticker on the right side. We do get a few images of the Android 21 figure. Then on the bottom we do get the toy animation warning, blah blah blah, Dragon Ball Z Fighter, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai stuff. And then here is the bottom of the box with a cool black and white image of the figure there. Same thing on the top of the box. And then one side we do get the continuation of the window there. Then the other side we do get some more nice black and white images of the figure, looking pretty good, if I may say so myself. And then here is the back of the box, displaying the figure in some pretty cool poses that you can get her into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure up and take a closer look at this hot looking anime character who actually isn't in the series, only the video game, and I hope they do bring her in the series at some point. And I would have preferred a human form over this BUU form, so maybe we'll see that in the future in the SH Figuarts line as well. I was running out of breath there last few words. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Tamashii Nations did a beautiful job with this figure, man. This was a figure I really didn't care too much for, but having it in hand, they really did a kick-ass job with this Android 21, her BUU form here. One thing that does bug me about the figure, which will probably bug other people, she has some weight to the back of the figure because of her hair. Her hair is just too heavy, and then the tail also adds some weight, so you're gonna have to balance her out in order to get her to stand. It's not too difficult, you just gotta balance her out evenly so she can stand, but the hair is very heavy on the figure. If you thought a tail would be bad, the hair is a lot worse. So that is one issue with the figure that a lot of people will probably be annoyed about. But the hair sculpt, definitely one of the coolest things about the figure. They did a dope job with it, and from what I could see with pictures from this character from the game, they did get the sculpt of the hair accurate, like with these pieces all sticking up and everything. And the sculpt of it looks really nice. It's not just white, it has like a pink look to it, like a shading or something. I don't know. I don't think there's any shading. There's just like some pink added into the hair there, and it looks really nice, and it is articulated around here, which we'll go over later. But the hair sculpt turned out great. The faces also look great, beautiful sculpt and paint on them. Her earrings are on there, the 4 earrings that she has, and she has her choker gold necklace on there, which looks pretty cool. And then we do get her what is that, a tube top, and her boobs look really nice. So really great job on the sculpt on her breastises. But the paint's nice and clean where the black meets the pink there. The collarbones, you can see the sculpt of that. The belly button sculpted on there and everything. The back looks pretty good too. On the back of the hair, I have some random like black mark on there. Very subtle though. It's really not that big of a deal. The arms look good too, where the black meets the pink. Nice clean paint work. And they are sculpted on there where the black meets the pink there. Some people might not like the way the elbow joints stick out, but what can you do? And then we do get her gold bracelets, which also turned out really nice. I really do dig the gold paint that they used for her jewelry and part of her outfit. And then this piece right here is a separate like floating piece, as you can see right there. But the gold paint looks great on that. Very clean paint where the gold meets the white there. And then her tail is a separate piece, just like with Frieza, the same way you connect it and everything. And it does have 2 points of articulation, which we'll go over later. But I really do dig the sculpt of the tail. I think that looks pretty cool. And then her pants turned out really nice also. Some people might not like the way they look, how they're just chopped up in a few sections, but that's how you add on articulation. So you're gonna have to deal with it. But we get like sculpted wrinkles all throughout it. You can tell she's wearing really baggy pants there. And the knee joints look alright, just when you bend them, you get some ugly gaps there, and you don't get too much movement out of the knees. But I do like how they just added the sculpt on the knee joints there, and it blends in a lot better on the pants compared to what we usually get with like Goku or something like that. But I love the way the pants look around the ankle there. I think that looks dope as hell, and I don't see any shading whatsoever on this figure at all, so some people might not be too happy about that. Then we do get her ankle bracelets there, which look good too. And then we do get her high heels, and we do get the clean paintwork once again where the gold meets the black and everything. And you would think she might be difficult to stand with the heels, but she really isn't. It's just the back weight of the figure makes her difficult to stand, and nothing on the bottom of the feet there. So overall, Tamashii Nations really did do a fantastic job with the detail on this Android 21, and I can't be any more happy with how the paint and sculpt turned out, except they could have added a little bit of shading. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a few things included with this Android 21, pretty much just faces and hands. So what we do get 4 interchangeable faces. And starting on the left, we do get the teeth smiling face while she's looking off to the right, and that's the face that does come on the figure out of the packaging. And I believe all the faces with the red eyes is when she's evil, and then the one with the blue eyes is when she's good. And then next to that face, we get another smirking face, but she's not like smiling with her teeth this time. And then she's also looking off to the left with that face. And then next, you could either say it's a yelling, screaming face or more of like a laughing, psychotic type face. And then finally, all the way on the right, we do get the good face with the blue eyes, and she does have a little smile on her face. And they did a beautiful job with the sculpt and paint detail throughout all 4 faces, and it's very easy to swap them. I'll show you how to do that right now. And swapping her faces is very basic when it comes to SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures. So you have to take off the front of her hair, so just pull and it'll pop right off the joint. And the face pops off with it too. You just have to unpeg it if it doesn't pop off. Then take a new face, line up the pegs, peg that in, take the front of the hair and peg that back on, and then there you go, as simple as that. Like I said, very basic for SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures. So we do get the 4 interchangeable faces, and then we also get her tail and a donut. And the tail we pretty much already took a look at, and they did a nice job with it. I like the molding or sculpting to it, so they did an awesome job with that, and it's very easy to connect it. I'll show you how to do that shortly. And then we do get a chocolate frosted donut here with no sprinkles, and she already took a bite out of it, and they did a nice job with the donut. You can have her hold on to it with one of the hands there. So we do get that stuff, and it's very easy to put her tail on. I'll show you how to do that right now quickly. And getting her tail on is also very simple. All you got to do is just peg it into the back of her tail that's connected to the body. So just peg that in, and then there you go. You have Android 21 with her tail. Same exact way you get Frieza's tail on or Beerus's tail. So we do get that stuff. And then we finally get 9 alternate hands. And starting on the top right here, these are the only set of hands that are the same that we get a pair of. And it is kind of like Kamehameha type hands or blasting type hands. And then we do get a right karate chop type looking hand. Then we do get a left hand that kind of looks like a karate chop hand, but her index finger is sticking out a little bit. Then we do get a right open palm blast hand, a left open resting hand. Then we do get another right hand where their fingers kind of splayed out a little bit. Then we do get a left hand that kind of looks like a fist, but her fingers aren't clenching like they're making a fist. They're kind of open a little bit. And then we do get a right pointing finger hand, which I believe is one of her like special moves that she does in the video game. And we get some excellent sculpt and paint detail throughout all 9 hands, and they are very simple to swap out as well. But anyway, that's all the accessories included with Android 21. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now, for the height of BUU form Android 21, to the very top of her head, it looks like she's around 5 inches and a quarter of an inch tall. Then to the very tippy top of her hair, it looks like she's just shy of 6 inches tall. And then there she is compared to the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball version Bulma, Android 18, Android 16, and Super BUU. And as you can see, she is a little bit taller compared to the other woman in the Dragon Ball line. And then there she is compared to a bunch of the other SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures. And then there she is compared to the Storm Collectible Smoke, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then there she is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mizco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and we do get some decent movement with this Android 21 here. So the hair can hinge up a really good amount, as you can see right there, and hinges down about that much. It does pivot a little bit, and then it also does swivel, so you get a pretty good articulation with the hair there. Then the neck here, I believe it's just one joint, but you can get her to not look up too much. So she really doesn't look up much, but she does look down pretty good, as you can see there. You do get very nice pivot, really nice pivot actually, at the neck, and then it does swivel as well. So pretty good movement at the neck. Also, one thing too, I feel like the waist joint might get loose over time. It does kind of have a bit of looseness to it because of how heavy the hair is, as you can see there. So just be cautious with that. Then we do get a joint under her very nicely sculpted boobs and her waist there. And the torso goes forward and back a really good amount. Goes back about that much and goes forward about that much. Excellent pivot, really nice pivot at the torso, and then it does swivel as well. The waist here doesn't really go forward, but it does go back a decent amount, so you can get her to go back really well with both joints, and going forward, she goes forward about that much. Really nice pivot at the waist, and then it also does swivel. And then the tail is on a ball hinge and a swivel, so it does swivel here, and then you can get it to swivel where the joint connects into the tail and where it connects into the figure, and then it does hinge back and forth, so you get some nice articulation with the tail there. Then for the arms here, we have a very nice shoulder joint here. It just moves a little bit in a circular motion. They're very thin joints, so be very careful with them. The arms do go out to the sides all the way up, so that is a huge plus. They do go up and down. We do have true bicep swivel there, or can swivel at the shoulder joint as well. Then we do have single jointed elbows that bend in all the way, so that is definitely awesome. The joint does swivel a bit where it connects into the bicep, and a little bit where it connects into the forearm. Then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. So far, pretty damn good articulation with Android 21 here. And then the legs, you can get her to kick forward a little more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely dope. They do go to the back at 90 degrees. Let's see if she can Jean-Claude Van Damme it, and she definitely can. Excellent leg movement with Android 21. Then we do get the upper thigh swivel. We do have double jointed knees that really don't bend back too much. They just make it at 90 degrees. And as I mentioned, you do see some ugly gaps at the knee joints there. So some people might not be happy about that. Then the ankles, they do swivel. They hinge up pretty good, get hindered a bit by her jewelry there on her ankle. Hinge down pretty good. And then you pretty much get a 90-degree bend ankle pivot, which is awesome. And then we do get a nice toe hinge. So overall, she definitely does have some great articulation. It's just the knee joints don't go back that much. They at least hit 90 degrees, but really other than that, you're going to be able to get her into pretty much any type of Android 21 like poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts BUU form Android 21. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give her an 8.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from Agelessgeeks, so you can check over at their website at agelessgeeks.com. You can also use promo code Daredevil to get yourself a 5% off discount. If you can't find it on there, I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So we do, of course, get the basic looking style of the SH Figuarts Android 21, the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball line. So we do get the one right there on the front of the box on the figure. Then the one side here, we do get the continuation of and then the back of the box here, we do get a cool. Damn it, messed that up, didn't I? And Majin Does Majin Buu have a tail? No, he doesn't. Just like with Frieza,